I am sad and weary, far away from home. Miss the Mississippi and you, dear. Days are dark and dreary everywhere I roam. Miss the Mississippi and you. Rolling the wide world over, always alone and blue. Nothing seems to cheer me under heaven's dome. Is the Mississippi and you. Memories are bringing happy days of yore. Is the Mississippi and you, dear. Mockingbirds are singing round your cabin door. Is the Mississippi and you. Rolling the wide world over, always alone and blue. Longing for my homeland, muddy waters shore. Is the Mississippi and you. Miss the Mississippi, or Ms. the Mississippi, or Miss the Mississippi. I am sad and weary everywhere I roam. Miss the Mississippi, ow, and you. Wah, 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 wah. Wah, ba, wah, wah, wah. Miss the Mississippi and you. That's one of those songs that's in this magical book, The Daily Ukulele, The Daily Ukulele, by Liz and Jim Beloff. I have done approximately 7 million songs out of that book in the last 8 months or so. Obviously, not that many. There's only 365, but I want to look this up. Miss the Mississippi. It's funny, I was singing Miss the Mississippi. Obviously, that's not right. It's Miss the Mississippi. Miss the Mississippi and you. Okay, who wrote it's listed here as a song by Jimmy Rogers, but that's clearly someone who sang it, whereas it says it's, Bill Haley. Wait, that can't be right. Bill Haley. Is that Bill Haley in the Comets? Or? Yeah, da, 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 da. Yeah, it was written by Bill Haley, first recorded and released by Jimmy Rogers in 1932. 1932, so it's coming up on a century, that song. That song is almost as old as Clint Eastwood. I just looked up, I just Googled, you know that thing that people Google? Is so-and-so still alive? I Googled that. Is Clint Eastwood still with us? He is. 1930. Ya da 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 da, ya da 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 da. So Jimmy Rogers recorded that song on December 2nd, 1932, and it was released, he recorded it August 29th, 1932, and it was released December 2nd, 1932. That's the story with that song. I want to look up who this Bill Bill Haley song writer. Who is this guy? Bill, oh, it is Bill Haley. No. Wait a second. This is confusing. No. No, Bill Haley is one L. Bill Haley in the comments. Yeah, that's with that little flip of hair. That's he was born in 1925, so he did not write this song when he was 7 years old. Ah, da, 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 and you. I'm looking for Bill Haley, not Bill Haley. No, Wikipedia keeps throwing me over to Bill Haley. Is Bill Haley the songwriter? Maybe this is his only number. Okay, here's something. Bill Haley. He was born in 1882. He died in 1955. Composer, author, pianist, and conductor. Not to be confused with Bill Haley, rock and roll singer. Miss the Mississippi and You, Roll Along Kentucky Moon. Oh, there's another song we could have done on our Moon show last night. By the way, I'm doing the show for the very first time tonight from a tripod. I have this little tripod that I bought a few summers ago at the Apple store. And so I have it stacked on a couple of yoga blocks to give a kind of different angle on things. I was playing around with different places. I was interested in doing the show while standing up. I was going to do the show standing, but that didn't quite come together. So this seems like a little high. That's a little bit of a high angle. Maybe it was better to load down one block. Anyway, yeah, I feel like I'm a little far from you all. You can't. Hey guys, let's not start the wrestling, okay? I'm still doing the show. It's been a kind of tough dog day, just because wrestling all three of them, and there was some accidents last night during something I was doing. Hildy had a little stomach situation and left a big Dane patty over by the piano, over by the piano, so I had to take care of that. Then today there were none of those, but there was just stuff, man. And I wanted to tell you what happened today. I had the craziest day. La 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 la. I love this song. It's so simple. It's just a beautiful song. I gotta say. Yeah, I don't have any strong feelings about the Mississippi, but I am sad and weary, far away from home. Miss the Mississippi and you, dear. Days are dark and dreary everywhere I roam. Miss the Mississippi and you. Roaming the wide world over, always alone and blue. Nothing seems to cheer me under heaven's dome. Miss the Mississippi and you. I don't know. I feel like it's just gorgeous. Thanks, Nuro. Yeah, there's a nice little. I have the refrigerator. The refrigerator has been here since I moved in. I bought this refrigerator in 1996. This refrigerator is a big white box. You know, the big white box that's sort of gone out of fashion. But this is coming up on 30 years, this refrigerator, and it's working fine. It makes a little bit of a racket, but I have it pulled out enough from the wall that when I'm recording, like self-taping an audition, I can unplug it and then plug it in real easy. Guys, calmez-vous. Calmez-vous. Come on. So that's what I did today. I had a crazy day today. There was an audition that was due at 2 p.m. here, so 11 a.m. In Los Angeles, for a show called The Oval, which is an Oval Office. Whoa. It's an Oval Office drama. It's a Tyler Perry production, and it shoots in Atlanta, and it shoots in a three-quarter scale model of the Oval Office that Tyler Perry built. So he actually built the White House. He built the White House on his studio lot. I was down there 4 years ago for another project. Hey, time out. All right, I'm gonna take Gornamans and stick him in the. I'm gonna stick him back. I'm gonna stick him in the turlet with his food, just to get a little separation. Give me 1 second. This will just take a second. I'll keep singing while I'm doing it. I am sad and weary everywhere I roam. Miss Gornamans, come here. Let's go. Come on. Go in. Mississippi. And did you see him run away? He ran away. Gornamans, come on. I need you to separate him. All right, well, I guess not. Who yelped? Gornamans yelped because Hildy, I think, was a little rough. She doesn't know how rough she is because she's very big. She's going to be twice his weight, I think, pretty soon. But they seem to have calmed down for a minute. Here's the second verse, which I already did, but I'm going to do it again. That's very funny, Neuro says. Don't the actors look like giants? Since the Oval Office is just three-quarter scale. That's really funny. I haven't watched the show. It's sort of a hit though. It's in season 7. It's called The Oval. And so that was a fun audition. I had the audition for the role of look, Hildy is slurping. She's slurping her water. She's making a real racket. It sounds like Niagara Falls over there. Memories are bringing happy days of yore. Miss the Mississippi and you, dear. Mockingbirds are singing. I don't know how they sing. Round your cabin door, miss the Mississippi and you. Oh, Mary, yeah, I'll get back to that. I'll tell you about the auditions. Rolling the wide world over, always alone and blue, longing for my sweetheart, muddy waters shore, miss the Mississippi and you. I substituted the word sweetheart for homeland because that word homeland, it's just a really ugly word. It's blood and soil, nationalistic, Hitlerian, MAGA. It's just a yucky word. But sweetheart's a nice word. Or swethert, if you pronounce the TH as a TH. Swethert. Yes, so I was telling you about my auditions. I auditioned for the role of this kind of policy expert who was from the Middle East. That was audition 1. That was due in the morning, 11 a.m. LA time. So I got that done, but then I had a little time. So first of all, my friend Drew, who has a play, he's written a play, a full-length play. It's called Lake Play, and Lake Play is having its premiere here in New York City starting October 3rd. So please look up Lake Play. I'm going to have Drew, the playwright, on as a guest. So Drew and I Zoomed and did that scene. Then we did another scene. So we got that ready. Then we did another scene, which was from Elspeth. Elspeth, I know. I've auditioned for every episode, I feel like. So, but that was a fun scene. That was like a court, like a functionary, a bureaucrat in the court system. Um, then I had an audition for something called um, The Four Seasons. That was just a one-line audition. The Four Seasons. Nothing to do with, I don't think, to do with the musical group. I think Tina Fey is one of the writers, so that's an exciting thing. Um, the Four Seasons. I did that audition. It was a single line, basically. Then I had an audition for a movie, a comedy called Lay Lefty Down. Lay Lefty Down. It's a dark comedy that has to deal. It deals with cancer and it deals with uh, relationships and survival and marital strife and all sorts of stuff. Very funny scene. So that was that. And then I was done, and then I looked and I was like, oh my God, I also have this Law and Order, a Law and Order audition due tomorrow. So then I got back on with, I did the audition with my friend Luke. I did the earlier, the Oval audition. I did that again with him, and I also did the Lay Lefty Down audition. Then I got back on with him at 5, and we did another session and got the Law and Order scene together, which was a really fun scene. It was well, two scenes. One of them was longer than the other. The relative of a victim, playing the relative of a victim being questioned by the police. Holy smokes, was it a busy day. And then in between that, feeding the dogs, walking the dogs, feeding the dogs, walking the dogs, auditioning, feeding them. And then we had our very final planning Zoom for our big event. The big event is tomorrow night at 7 p.m. East, 4 p.m. West. It is called A Bridge to Victory. A Bridge to Victory. Starring Bridgerton author Julia Quinn. Starring MC Congressman Jamie Raskin. Starring comedian David Feldman. Comedian John Fugelsang. Comedian Alonzo Bowden. Comedian Louis Black. And my co-host, the amazing Reverend Barry Lynn. We're co-hosting. And a presentation by Billy Wimsat, who is the founder and or executive director of Movement Voter Project, Movement Voter PAC. I don't think I've ever had 5 auditions in one day. I have to send a muffin or a Danish to my agents. That's unbelievable. Some of them weren't due. I mean, I could have like spaced them out more, but I was just like, okay, let's just do this. We're doing it. So we're doing it. I am sad and weary, 5 auditions today. Miss the Mississippi and you, dear. Days are dark and dreary everywhere I roam. Miss the Mississippi and you. Rolling the wide world over, always alone and blue. Nothing seems to cheer me under heaven's dome. Miss the Mississippi and you. My God, I don't know. That just really hits the mark for me, that song. Bill Haley. We were reading about Bill Haley. I think we got interrupted by a dog fight, a literal dog fight. Oh no, that was all I knew about him. Jimmy Rogers recorded his song Miss the Mississippi and You and his song Roll Along Kentucky Moon. First recorded in February 2nd, 1932. Okay, so this is a little earlier in the same year. Released April 8th, 1932. Jimmy Rogers. Roll Along Kentucky Moon. That's a song. I'm gonna write that down. We're gonna try to learn that. Roll along Kentucky moon. How can a moon roll? Do moons roll? Roll along Kentucky All right. So that was my audition. Holy smokes, that was a lot. And then I got to go move the car because of alternate side of the street parking. Tomorrow morning, my car is suddenly illegal. I'm planning on swimming tomorrow morning. My mood, it was less a mood thing today than a kind of, it felt like I had this sensation that I was experiencing an acute episode of ADD. Like I just I couldn't focus. I couldn't, I don't know. I woke up like, ugh, it was weird. But I finally I kind of muscled through it just by buckling down and doing all the auditions. La da 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 da. Thank you for that idea. Perhaps the 5 auditions is indicative of a trend. Well, possibly. More likely it's an outlier, but you know, so we'll see. Time will tell. La da 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 da. Why do birds suddenly appear every time you are near? Just like me, they long to be close to you. That's the wrong chord. Close to you. Your hound-dubious youngsters seem somewhat starved for attention. Yeah, I know what you mean. There is that feeling that I don't know, man. It's an adjustment for everybody. I was doing some serious projection today when I was walking the dog. I was talking to my friend Jimmy and I was saying like, yeah, the dogs, it's just overstimulating here in the city for the dogs. They're a little bit anxious because there's so many stimuli everywhere you look. There's a car, there's a honking horn, there's another dog, there's a person. They're getting overstimulated. But I instantly was like, yeah, that's me. I'm overstimulated. You know, you get used to being. I spent a lot of the last few months up in the woods with less, with fewer stimuli. So, so then there's the feeling of like the walks. Let's keep the walks short and get them back in this in the sanct in the sanctuary. I was thinking sanctimony. Get them back in the sanctuary where things are a little more quiet and a little more chill. Nuro says birds in my vicinity have generally had a different mission. Getting close was just one step. You mean birds dive bombing you? La 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 la. Why do birds suddenly, oh, that's why. Birds suddenly appear every time you are near. Just like me, they long to be close to you. Why do stars fall down from the sky? You got to practice this. These are some chords. These are some real outliers, these chords. Come on. E7 with a suspended fourth. I never play that. It's not terribly tricky, but you got to get ready. Sky every time you walk by. Just like me, they long to be close to you, close to you. On the day that you were born, the angels got together and decided to create a dream come true. All right, I'm writing this down. I'm going to learn this thing. I did it months ago, but close to you. I think I know tomorrow's set list. Roll Along Kentucky Moon, if I can learn it. And Close to You, Bert Bacharach, Bachrach, Burt Bachrach. Is that, the name looks like it could be. Burt Bacharach. Where was he from? Is his name Armenian? Holy smokes. He lived to 94. Wow. He lived to 94. Clint Eastwood, like I said earlier, Clint Eastwood is 94. I'm trying to look at his biography, early life. He was born in Kansas City, Missouri. He was born in Kansas City, Missouri, and he grew up in Forest Hills, Queens, graduating from Forest Hills High in 1946. He was the son of Irma Freeman and Mark Bacharach, a well-known syndicated newspaper columnist. His dad, Burt Bacharach, was a well-known syndicated newspaper columnist. Interesting. His mother was an amateur painter and songwriter. His family was Jewish. Here, my theory, as I said, no one is Jewish on Wikipedia. It's just they come from a Jewish family. Here's another one. I thought he was Armenian. He says his family was Jewish. He said that they didn't practice or give much attention to their religion. Quote, but the kids I knew were Catholic. He added, I was Jewish, but I didn't want anyone to know about it. All right. Keen interest in jazz as a kid, often used to use a fake ID to get into 52nd Street nightclubs. He got to hear bebop musicians such as Dizzy and Bird, whose style influenced his songwriting. Wow, he studied under Helmut Bloom at the Mannes School of Music. And he went to the Music Academy of the West. I knew some opera singers who went out to Music Academy of the West in the summers. My God. Okay, I'm going to do that song tomorrow. That's my plan. On the day that you were born, the angels got together and decided to create a... Oh, that's a good idea. A good idea. Thank you, Buzzgut. Thank you. What the world needs now. That's a beautiful one. That is a beautiful one. That's the one that he plays live on the double-decker bus without a roof in Austin Powers. Oh, man. Hildy, what's up? Have you calmed down a little bit? Consider yourself at home. I gotta figure out an outro song. Oh, this was a good one. The world is waiting for the sunshine. Is it a full moon again? Last night was that blue harvest gibbous moon. Dear one, the world is waiting for the sunrise. Every rose is heavy with dew. My brain was still in 3 from that other song. We're in 2 here. We're in 4. 1, 2, 3. Dear one, the world is waiting for the sun. This is too slow. I got to do it in 2. Especially the lyrics are the world is waiting for the sunrise. The world is impatient. Dear one, the world is waiting for the sunrise. Every rose is heavy with dew. A thrush on high. His sleepy mate is calling, and my heart is calling you. I didn't really get the rhythm together. Let me do it a cappella. Let's do the rhythm for a real outro. Dear one, the world is waiting for the sunrise. Every rose is heavy with dew. The thrush on high, his sleepy mate is calling, and my heart is calling you. All right, that is The World is Waiting for the Sunrise. It's an oldie. I think it's 103 years old. Music by Ernest Zeitz. Words by Eugene Lockhart. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'm Ethan. This is me. I'm Ethan Hirschenfeld. This is the No Show, happening every night at 9 on the East Coast, 6 on the West Coast, here on YouTube every single night, 7 nights a week. Tomorrow night, please register if you haven't yet. Go to Movement Voter PAC or Movement Voter Project and look up our event. It's called A Bridge to Victory. Please register. We're closing in on 800 registrants for the Zoom. It would be great if we could hit 1,000. Please find that link, share that link, register. No donation necessary. Donations appreciated. Movement Voter PAC. And we'll see you tomorrow night right here at 9 p.m. and before that at 7 p.m. on that Zoom if you can make it. All right, thanks everybody.